Hello, my Teaserking family. How's everybody today? Well, we hit 2 out of 3 locks yesterday. We had a pretty good day. We hit the Yankees and the Dodgers, and then we lost with the 49ers. Not sure what happened there, but that happens. And I had a really good day. San Diego over wins, Seattle over wins, Boston under loses, Toronto over wins, the White Sox under wins, the Mets win. Texas loses, Milwaukee over wins, Arizona wins, Colorado over 10 wins, and then Oakland loses. Overall, it was a very good day. And let's do it again. I will update my stats tomorrow. Figuring it's pointless to do it every day, but now the averages will start coming into play a little bit more. Just like to say hi to our new member of our family, Valerie. So she's very nice, and just say hi to her. Let's get to our pet. Well, first let's talk poker. So played poker yesterday, made a little bit of money. How do you play poker? How do you win? The best way is you watch the other people. You watch the players and know what they're doing and not doing. So I was playing against some older guy, and I saw that when he had a hand, he would call. Like he would call you. He would look at his hand and he would call you. So case in point, what do I have? I think I have ace king, something like that, king jack maybe. And the flop came, and it was I paired my hand. I think it was a king. He flops 2 pair. He bets like $10. I raise it to 20. I think I had king jack. So I make it 20. He calls me, so I'm watching. The next card comes. I think he checks to me. I bet 20. He calls me. So the first thought is, why is he calling me? And the second thought is, okay, he's going to call me. The river comes, an ace hits, gives me a straight because I have the king. So it's ace, queen, jack, 10 on board. I have king jacks. I have a pair of jacks, which I've been playing kind of aggressively. And he goes and he leads off with 35. Now I got the nuts, right? I got ace, king, queen, jack, 10. There's no flush on board. I see he bets the 35. I see he's been calling my raises, which means he's got a hand. I go 150. And this is normally, we're playing 20, 30. We're playing 1-2, no limit. So it's normally against, I mean, you can get $100 bets, but normally it's like we're playing $15, $20. So he calls, of course. He turns over 10s and 4s. I turn over the nuts, and I was a little surprised he didn't have. I thought he had the king. I bet 150, and he calls me. Now I know he's going to call me because he bet 35. I don't know what he's got, but he's clearly not looking at the board to make that bet on an ace, queen, jack, 10 board. And I've been betting pretty heavily, so he doesn't put me on the king. But when I make it 150 on an ace, queen, jack, 10 board, I ain't doing it unless I got the straight, because there's no full house, there's no flush. So the only way I'm making it 150 is to do that. I'm not bluffing. He bet 35. When a guy's betting, you can't really bluff him. It's hard to bluff him. You could get him to lay down, but you're generally not bluffing to do that. You're generally got the hand. So I realize he's going to call me. So it happens again and again. I'd get him, and I'd make the bet at the end. Now let's turn the tables. I got ace king. The flop comes. I think it's king. I know it's a king, and then queen jack or something like that. Anyway, 2 clubs, and I need a couple for the straight. But I'm betting on ace king, and I hit the king, so I make a strong bet. He again calls, not raising, but he's calling. Okay, I'm putting him on the flush draw because I got the ace king. And he's calling. He obviously doesn't have it, but he's a caller when he gets cards. Next card comes, I don't know. I think it's a queen, so I think it's ace, king, queen, jack out there. Yes, 2 clubs. I again make a bet, not big enough, but I make a bet, 30 or 40. He calls it. River comes, boom, I get my 10. However, it's the 10 of clubs. 3 clubs on board. What does he do? He goes all in. I fold. That's the difference between a pro and a weekend player. The pro, Teaserking, realizes he's calling with the 2 clubs, and he would never go all in because he hasn't been going all in before without the flush. There's no way he's bluffing because I'm betting, so he knows he can't bluff me out. He then goes all in on the 10 of clubs, which gives me a straight, but gives him a flush. So I fold and I avoid the big loss. I mean, that's part of poker, is avoiding it. Now, you take ego out of it. You can say, well, I got a straight. I got to see his flush. You could do that if it's somebody you don't know. But in this case, there's no way he's folding. So what else could he have? With 3 clubs on board, I've been betting strong and he's been calling. What's he calling with? Because if he didn't have anything, he would have easily have folded, right? Because I'm watching for 2 hours. Nothing fold, nothing fold. Oh, I got a hand, I call. He calls a lot. So you can really get him when you stick it, when you get a nice hand, you can really, I think I did that to him again. I had Jack 9, he had Jack 5, and the flop came 2 jacks. And I'm pounding him away, and he's calling. I know he's got the jack, but he's not raising. We get down to the end. I got 3 jacks with the 9. He's got 3 jacks with the 5. I win. But what did he do? He called. He didn't go all in. Had he hit a full house, he would have went all in. And I knew that. But he didn't go all in. So I knew he had a jack, and obviously it wasn't that big. And I got him with my 9 was used as opposed to his 5 wasn't used. So again, it's another. So I was playing against him a lot. He was getting cards. Fortunately, I was getting cards. So that was it. The only big loss I had was when he hits the flush on me, because I'm betting it, but he's staying in. So the question is why? And obviously he's on a flush draw. So if he wants to play his flush draw against my ace king, kings, I hit the king. I know I got him. I know, if the club doesn't hit the river, I don't even care if the 10 hits. If the club doesn't hit, I was hoping it would be a 10 of diamonds, but if the club doesn't hit, I got him. And he probably would have, I would have bet he would have folded. Or maybe he had a lower king. I don't know, but he had the flush. Earlier in the game, playing this other guy, strange guy, it was like my first 5 or 6 hands, so I don't know the table yet. So this guy makes it 15 pre-flop, and I got a pair of 9s, which I feel pretty good about. So I call him, and I made a comment like, "Don't go raising my big blind, like, motherfucker, don't think you use the button and I'm the big blind." And he makes it 15, so I call. I was praying for a 9. My mental telepathy's off. I had black 9s. I'm looking for red 9. I visualize it, but I've been having trouble visualizing right now, and it didn't come. And then I don't remember the flop bet, and then the turn comes, and I think he asked me why I made it 15, and I, of course, don't talk when I'm in the hand. It's funny, I'll talk, right? I'm talking football, or I'll talk sports or whatever, but when I'm in the hand, I shut up, I'm focused, and I don't look at you, I look down. I look right at the chips. You're not getting a tell on me. No freaking way. So he bets, like, he's got 100, he bets 50, something like that. Or he had 80 and he bet 40. He bet like half a stack. So I go to him, why didn't you go all in? And I don't usually look for tells, and I really wasn't looking for one, but I'm like, I know my 9s are probably good. There was I think there was 3 clubs was flopped or something, or on the turn was the 3rd club. And I don't know that he's a bluffer. I don't know what he's doing. And I catch him taking a drink of water. And when you see a guy in a poker hand and he's like drinking water, he's got it. There's no question. He's calm, he's relaxed. He's not worried about me, right? He's not nervous. He's relaxed. I'm taking a drink of water. And I've never seen this not work. So he takes the drink of water. Hey, one team. I'll be right back. One team. Have you watched? No, I haven't, but it will be the same theory. So if you want to bet it, it's too early to because we don't know anything about any team. Find the best player. Watch the stats on the team. We want to bet the best defense. Who's the best quarterbacks and coaches. So we need to learn the team. We can't bet anything blind like that. But I haven't been watching it. I'm not sure when it's on, but I can start. But bet the best defense. That's all I can say. And then look for good quarterbacks. But I don't even know who's in the league. Herschel Walker and Steve Young and Jim Kelly, then I'd be more interested. But no, I'm sorry I haven't. But baseball, I can answer. And I can answer NFL draft or poker as we're talking now. So anyway, so I know the guy's got the flush. He takes the drink. There's two tells in poker that are for sure. One, he takes the drink. He's got a hand. The other, he looks at the TV. He's got a hand. When they're not worried about you. So I got 4 aces. I'm sitting there and I'm looking over here and how you doing and having a drink. I don't care because I'm not worried about you. If I'm bluffing, I'm worried about you. I'm going to be real quiet and real tight. I'm not moving. I'm not taking a drink if I'm bluffing you. So I know he's got a flush and I fold it. And then I said, well, let's see what kind of player he is. And when he didn't have it, he'd fold. When he had it, he'd bet. So I knew I made the right move. And one of the things is you don't worry about chasing. I don't know what he's got. Why should I go and put, I think it was 30 more to me, and then I see he's got 50 more, so that's going to cost me 80, and all I got is a pair of nines. There's a flush out, and I don't know who this guy is, so why chase him? That's not the time to chase. I'd rather throw the big bet out with trip jacks or my ace king that hits the ace or the king. So that's what I'm looking for. So those are a few poker tips that will work every time. So there's two types of players. There's my guy who calls, and when he goes all in, he's got the flush, and you get the hell out. When you're playing with regular guys at a 1-2 table, they're not. Very few are really there to bluff you. I knew some Russian girl who would bluff and bluff and bluff, and I got her good, but I taught her. I says, I don't remember her name. This was a few years ago, and I said to her, I know exactly when you're bluffing and when you're not, because when you're not bluffing, you're checking because you want calls. I says, you've got to bet the same way every time. You can't put out $100 because you're bluffing. And then when you got a full house, you check. As soon as you check, I know you got a big hand. As soon as you bet 100, I know you're bluffing. Well, you don't want me to know that. Now, again, I'm in an advanced level like I am with football. And I'm saying you've got to bet the big hand the same as you bet the bluff, so nobody knows what the hell you're doing. So this guy who keeps calling me is calling me, and then all of a sudden he goes all in when the 10 of clubs hits for 3 clubs, and there's 2 clubs, and he keeps calling me. Well, what do I think he's got? Now, is he bluffing? I'd say there's less than a 1% chance that he was putting it all in on a bluff. Like, I'll make it look like I got a flush. He might have. But as aggressive as I was betting the hand, he's not going to think I'm going to go out. And the thing is, because I'm smart at it, I'm putting him on a flush. So I throw away my straight. So I don't know if he puts me on a straight, but he puts me on a hand that I'm probably not folding because he's playing the way he would do it, and he wouldn't fold it. So that's my point. So learn who you're playing with. If the guy's calling, then all of a sudden he goes all in on the 3rd club. 99 times out of 100, he's got the flush. All right, maybe he bluffed me. Fine. I don't care. Okay, you bluffed me. And you've got to not get frustrated by the bluff. You got to just let it go and say, hey, bluffed me. Good for him. Good bluff, good bet. But I'm putting him on a flush so I don't get frustrated. And I had a straight that the 10 gave me ace, king, queen, jack 10. I had the straight, and I would have bet it. See, what he should have done with the flush, he shouldn't have went all in on me. If he makes a 20 or 25, I call or I raise. But against an all in, I can't raise. You're all in. So there's nothing I can do except for thinking it's if he goes all in, I got to think it's a bluff, which I won't. So that's what I got to do. All right. So that's poker. Again, drinking is a tell. Watching the TV is a tell that it's a very strong hand. And everybody will do it subconsciously because you're not worried. Mr. Dawkins. No, I haven't done the baseball picks yet. I was just talking about poker. If you have any poker questions, I played poker last night. So I was just giving out a few tips. Let's get into Major League Baseball. And I went 2-1 on my locks yesterday. I had the Yankees, I had the Dodgers, and then I lost with the Giants. They didn't show up. So game one, Arizona, St. Louis. We got Kelly against McCollus. 1-1 with a 1.69 ERA, goes 1-0 with a 1.21 ERA. Sounds like a very low scoring game with an over under of 7.5. Let's take a quick look. Arizona is really a weak team. They're a Z team. They have a weak batting average, 189, decent ERA, 336. They don't score a lot, and they give up, not too bad, 67. And let's look at St. Louis. I know at home it's a much lower scoring game. I got St. Louis as an 8 team, 239 average, strong pitching with a 288 ERA. They score 60 runs. They only give up 41. This is lock number one. I'm going to go St. Louis under 7.5. This is the first lock. When I saw this, I got excited with these ERAs, 1.69 and 1.21, and they've, Kelly for Arizona is 1-1, so he's had to pitch 3 games, and McCollus is 1-0, so let's assume he's pitched 2 games. So as they play more, we'll get more into the ERAs will get better. Again, the earned run averages, and again, but St. Louis much better at home and much more low scoring. Hard to pick a winner in the game. You got 2 good pitchers with 2 good ERAs, so why dick around with that? Let's dick around with the under. Houston and Toronto. Garcia for Houston, 4.6 ERA. Barros for Toronto, 4.9 ERA. Looks like an over. Over-under is 8. If I look at, let's see, Houston. I got an under team, 209. 209 batting average, 365 ERA. They scored 54, gave up 62 as of last Sunday. I have them as an under team. So now there's confliction because of this is more of an over game. Let's look at Toronto. I got as an A. I got a 250 batting average, a 363 ERA, 72. They've scored 72, give up 65. Let's take a look at yesterday, because I know yesterday, and I heard this on the radio, they're starting to get more overs. It's been a lot of unders, probably because of the weather. So let's look at what happened yesterday. So Toronto, let's look at this Toronto-Houston. Houston won 11-7. And that was my thought. They were starting to break out. These trends are as of last Sunday. Obviously, a lot happens. So I'm going to go play this game over. Let's play Houston over 8. Just a regular play. Again, 2 bad pitchers, Barros and Garcia, 4.6 and 4.9. That's easily 8 runs in the game. They played on 18 yesterday, and the over-under is only 8. Again, very low. Toronto should have good weather. Not worried about it. California and the White Sox. Suarez for California, 0-1 with a 5.54 ERA. Velasquez, 0-2 with a 6.75 ERA. Again, too hard to pick the winner. Let's look at the White Sox. I got them as an under team last week. A 214 batting average and a 4.0 ERA. They score 50, give up 60. So they do have a weak bullpen. California, I have them as an over team. They hit 246, so one of the better hitting teams. ERA 4.18. They score 79, give up 72. So this should be a high scoring game. So let's take the White Sox over 9, and you can see the over under is one of the higher ones. So that's what you're how can you pick the pitcher in this game? You got a 6.75 and a 5.54. So you've got two, bad pitchers as far as these are probably the fourth or fifth pitchers, which generally leads to an over. Then you look at the line, over 9 fits with the ERAs. I can't pick a winner. If I did, I'd have to take California has a little better pitching than the White Sox, but they both suck. The bullpens, the White Sox have a 4 ERA, and California has a 4 ERA. So even if it gets close, they're going to let up runs later on. So definitely go over in the White Sox. Here we go again. The 49ers, Webb, 2-1 with a 2.96 ERA against Adone for the Redskins, 1-3 with a 6.98 ERA. This is again a San Francisco play. Now, I don't know what happened yesterday. Washington put up, they got 2 touchdowns, won 14-4 or something like that. So I'm not locking the Niners. I won't lock this. If I lose with the first lock, this should be a lock because it's a 2.96 against a 6.98, but I'm not going to do it. San Francisco, I have them as an A team, 241 batting average, 251 ERA, which is exceptional. They only give up 44 runs until yesterday. And look at Washington. I got them as a W. They score 62. They give up 100 runs. Their bullpen sucks. So I can't imagine why Frisco. Now, I looked in their lineup, and I saw one guy had a 0.00 batting average, and he played the whole game. So maybe there's an injury. So I'm going to lay away. I'm going to take Frisco very lightly because of the pitchers. Cleveland and the Raiders. Cleveland, Bieber, 1-1 with a 2.82 ERA against Irvin, 2-1 with a 3.32 ERA. Looks like an over under 6.5, really low. So it must be really good pitching. Cleveland I have as a B, 264 batting average, 3.62 ERA, which is good. And Oakland, I got them as an under, 209 batting average, 331 ERA. So they're a solid team. Cleveland and Oakland, it's an under because it's 6.5. I don't like the line; it's too low. So I would say under, but I'm not going to play it. Minnesota, the Vikings and the Bucks, Tampa Bay. Chris Archer for the Vikings, 0-0 with a 3.18 ERA against Shane McClanahan, 1-1 with a 2.45 ERA. These teams are pretty similar. Let's see. Minnesota is an under team. Score 58, give up 56, 338 ERA, 217 batting average. Tampa Bay, 244 average, 343, not bad. I don't know what to call Tampa Bay. They're kind of just middle of the road. So 2 middle of the roads playing 2 good ERA pitchers. I think Minnesota won yesterday. Let's look at the score of yesterday's game. Tampa Bay, the Bucks. So Tampa wins 6-1. Kluber beats Bundy. So Kluber's on Tampa. So therefore, they beat Bundy. They scored 6 runs on him. Bundy is a good pitcher, 2.95 ERA. So let's look at today's. All right, so yeah, McClanahan. So let's go with Tampa Bay here. They beat Bundy. They're probably better at home. I don't really love the over-under. I mean, this you would think would be an under, but I don't know. Mini Tampa. What do I got? So I got Mini as an under. Tampa as I don't know. Pretty good. Probably an under game. So let's take Tampa or Tampa under. Player's choice. I probably like Tampa a little bit better because they beat a good pitcher on Minnesota yesterday, and they're at home. They get out of that cold Minnesota weather. All right, the Seahawks and the Dolphins, Seattle, Miami. Robbie Ray, 2-1 with a 3.91 for Seattle, and Luzardo, 1-1 with a 3.77 for Miami. Over under 7.5. I want to tease. I want to take Miami in 7 or something. Too bad there's no lines for points. Looks like an over under 7.5. Let's look at Seattle. Seattle I have as an under team. They only give up 59 runs. Good ERA. They hit for 238, 296. So it's a pretty good team, Seattle. Miami, also an under 242, 341 ERA, 59 and 58. So this could be an under, but I don't like 7.5. Oof, 2 mediocre pitchers. 3.91 and 3.7. It's a little bit high, but let's go under in this game. Let's take the Dolphins under 7.5. All right, Chargers and the Steelers. Now this is a good football game anyway. Manoa for San Diego, 2-2 at the 3.47 ERA. Brubaker, 6.46 ERA for Pitt. San Diego I have as a very good team. Pittsburgh, I got them as a very bad team. All right, so let's take San Diego in this game. Betting against this Pittsburgh pitcher who is 0-2 with a 6.46 ERA. So we're gonna see San Diego score a lot of runs. They're the A team here. Let's go with that. All right. Red Sox and the Orioles. We got Evaldi for the Red Sox, 1-0 with a 3.32 ERA against Watkins for Baltimore, 0-0 with a 2.77. Looks like a pitcher's duel. Boston and Baltimore. Baltimore is a weak team. Well, not too weak. They're probably more of an under. Boston, probably, they give up a lot of runs. So let's see. Over under of 8, but you got 2 pretty decent ERAs going. So let's go under with Baltimore. Under is 8. It's hard to play the pitcher here, right? You got 2.77 against 3.32. Who are you going to take? I mean, the ERAs make it extremely difficult to play Baltimore. I mean, Baltimore's got the better ERA going, so you would think that. But Boston, 3.32. So I look for this game to go under 8, just because of the ERAs. They're both Boston's 3.66, Baltimore's 3.17, so they're pretty low, and you never know. With 84 pitchers in the bullpen. All right, Atlanta and Texas. Atlanta, Elder 4.30, Dunning 4.91. Looks like an over under of 9. Atlanta is an over team. They give up a lot of runs, pretty high ERA against Texas, who is also an over, terrible ERA. Okay, here's our lock. Take Atlanta over 9 lock. That's what you're looking for. 2 bad ERA pitchers, and the rest of the team's pretty bad, and they can hit pretty well, and they give up a lot of runs. So this has the making of a nice over game. The Yankees against the Chiefs. Garrett Cole for the Yankees, 1-0, 4.0 ERA against Hernandez for the Chiefs, 0-0 with a 6.3 ERA. This is a over without even looking based on what the Yankees did yesterday. Over 8. We locked the Yankees yesterday, and that was an easy winner, 12-2. I'm going to say they're going to keep hitting, and over under of 8 against Hernandez. Now, do I want to lock this game? The Yankees, we're an under team, but they're starting to score, so I'm not going to go there, but they have good ERA. Actually, a pretty, just a solid team. Let's look at the key's going to be Kansas City. Who are they? They're a terrible team. 215 average, 457 ERA. So we're locking this game. This is a lock. The Yankees over, or even you could lock the Yankees. Although I don't love Cole's ERA of 4, so this is a lock over. Absolutely lock over 8. Yankees that have been pounding the ball, a lot of runs. Kansas City, terrible pitching. Is Kansas City going to score? They hit 250. They're starting to score. Right, let's put the Yankees to get the 8 by themselves here. Yankees should win and love the over in the game. All right, we're up to 3 locks. Here we go. The Bears against the Packers. Pitching for the Bears, Justin Steele 1-2 with a 5.40 ERA. For Milwaukee, Lauer 1-0 with a 2.2 ERA. The Cubbies are an over team. Bad ERA 4.11. A huge batting average 273, the best in the league. Milwaukee. They're an under team, 3.28 ERA, not that great, 204 batting average, so they don't hit 56 runs. They give up 60, so they're kind of a weak team. Over with the Cubbies, but I can't play the Cubbies because their pitcher sucks. 1-2 with a 5.40 ERA. Lauer 1-0 with a 2. Over under 7.5. This looks like an over. Take the Bears over. Cubs over 7.5. I think that's the way to go. And then we got 3 more games. We got the Eagles against the Jets. Mets. Kyle Gibson 2-1 with a 3.47 ERA against Taiwan Walker for the Mets. 0-0 with a 0.00 ERA. Probably not pitched too much. I think the Mets are a very strong team. I got them as an A team. 256 batting average, 278. Gotta love the Mets here. The Phillies are an over team. Really, they have a bad ERA, 4.73, and they score 72 and give up 77. So I'm going to take the Mets or the Jets, whoever you want. I'm not going to lock it. I don't know Walker if he's pitched a lot and he's got a 0.00, it's a lock, but I don't know. But definitely Kyle Gibson, 3.47, and the Phillies bullpen's pretty weak. And the Mets have been pretty strong. So I am going to take the Mets, but I won't lock it. Cincinnati and Colorado. The Broncos against the Bengals. That'd be a nice football game next year with Russell Wilson on Denver. Holy shit, over under of 11. This game, we did take Colorado over yesterday, and they got there. It was 6-1. They finally got a lot of runs. Connor Overton for Cincinnati has not pitched before. Chad Kuhl for Colorado. 2-0 with a 1.1 ERA. We're taking Colorado in this game. Huge mismatch. And if we look at the teams, Colorado is an over, especially at home. They give up a lot of runs. They got a good batting average, 270. Cincinnati, besides Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, they are a Z team. 186 batting average and a 5.40 ERA. We are locking this game. Colorado is a lock. Love it. You got a pitcher that's 2-0 with a 1.1 ERA going against the nobody, against a terrible team. Look at Cincinnati's 3-17. Absolutely. This is a lock, Colorado. And we got the Lions playing the Rams again. I had the Rams yesterday. Easy winner. Bo Brisky, 0-1 with a 5.40 ERA for the Tigers. Clayton Kershaw, Mr. Choke in the playoffs, 3-0 with a 2.65 ERA. It's all Dodgers here. Take the Dodgers. Ooh, it's a big price though, $3.50. Jesus Christ! But you can't really. What are you going to do with it? Hard to bet Kershaw over, and the Tigers are such a I don't know, they're under, but the weather's been rough, and this is the only sport where you got to worry about weather. You don't worry about it in basketball or football. So it's cold in Detroit. Their batting average is down. Their ERA 3.32. They played a lot of home games on the West Coast. They suck. As I mentioned, they never win in Oakland. They never win in California. And here's the Dodgers. And they don't win against the Raiders or the Chargers either in football. There's something about Detroit and the West Coast that they don't do well. And pretty much the only sport they did well was with Isaiah and the Pistons, where they swept on the West Coast once, because you remember that it never happened. So that's it. So the Dodgers 2.65. So we've got four locks. St. Louis under 7.5. Atlanta over 9. The Yankees over 8. And Colorado. Those are our 4 locks. Let's go to the NBA. Are there any backs against the walls? I think it's too early for that. We hit Toronto a couple times. So what do we got? We got the 4 seed Miami against the 1 seed Miami against the 4 Philly, and I guess the 1 guy is injured, Embiid. You've got the 2 and the 3 seed Boston, Milwaukee going. You've got the 1 seed Phoenix, which I don't even know why they're the 1 seed, against Dallas. The 4 seed, that's pretty even. And you got 2 and 3 Memphis and Golden State over there. Now, how would I bet these? All 4 series, you bet the loser back. So if with Miami Philly, let's watch the center injury. He's out apparently. So let's see how they play. Let's go to Phoenix, Dallas, or Memphis, Golden State, or Boston, Milwaukee. Specifically, Boston, Milwaukee, Memphis, Golden State. I would bet the losers back. So let's say Memphis, Golden State kills them in the first game. Usually that's what happens. Game 1 goes to the home team. Then you bet Memphis back in game 2. Whoever loses game 2, you bet the loser to win game 3, and the loser to win game 4, and you just keep going, betting the loser back, because you have even teams here. You have very strong Golden State, very strong Memphis. Whoever loses gets pissed off. Whoever wins relaxes, backs against the wall every game, because they're playing good competition. So if Golden State wins game 1, then Memphis can't go down 2-0. They're going to get pissed. They're a good team. Now, if Memphis wins game 1, and why is Golden State? Well, maybe it's just the way it is. The game should be in Memphis. Oh, here we go. All right, so let's look at it. Milwaukee, Boston, Sunday at 1 o'clock. We got Boston laying 4.5. Over under 216. I don't know over unders in basketball. I haven't studied it, but I can tell you how to bet playoff basketball. So this would be probably Boston winning game 1, and then you bet Milwaukee to win game 2, because they don't want to go down 2-0, and they're a very good team. Golden State and Memphis. Yeah, the game is in Memphis, and Golden State for some reason is favored. Now, I don't know if there's an injury. So if Memphis wins game 1, you bet Golden State back in game 2. If Golden State wins game 1, you bet Memphis down, and Memphis would be a lock in game 2, provided there's no injury, because if they go down 0-1 at home and now they go down 0-2 at home and go to Golden State for 2 games, so if Memphis is healthy, and I don't know why Golden State's a 2-point favorite, but if they are, then if Golden State wins game 1, it's a lock. Take Memphis, and they'll probably be getting 3 or 4 in game 2, because they cannot go down 2-0. So if Milwaukee beats Boston, it's the same thing. Then if the home team loses game 1 of a series, and usually the home team wins game 1, you jump on game 2, you take the loser, but you take the home team, and it's locked. because they have to win backs against the wall. Now, if they go down 0-2, if they've lost both games at home, then you got real problems. But what you're hoping for is a 1-1, and then you bet the loser back every other game. And the other ones, the Miami Philly, I guess the guy got injured, so now you don't know, unfortunately. So you got to watch the first couple of games and see how the injuries bothered them. Probably shouldn't be too critical, but we'll see. Phoenix and Dallas, same thing. You're going to look at Phoenix. Whoever loses, you bet back. All right. So baseball, what time is our first games? I think we got till 2. It's 12:30. I just want to post this, and I'll come right back. Upcoming. Where's the times? Here it is. All right, 2:15 is the Cardinals. That's the first game, and then most of the others are 4 o'clock and then 7 o'clock. So I'll post this shortly. Anyway, there you have the picks. Hi, Jonathan. Post the locks, please. Locks I just given you. I'll give you again. St. Louis under, Colorado, Atlanta over, and the Yankees over are the locks. The other games are Houston over, the White Sox over, the 49ers, Tampa Bay, the Buccaneers, Miami under, San Diego, Baltimore under, the Cubs over, the Mets, and the Dodgers. Those are our picks. All right, so let me post this, and then we'll come right back.